Depending on who you talk to, the protests and civil unrest we've seen unfold over the last year may or may not be considered necessary in 2021. After all, an overwhelming number of Black Americans and other people of color have reached the highest echelons of American society and government, including the White House and Congress.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
But U.S. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the GOP's only black senator, is clearly not on the same page or even reading from the same book as our local legislators, who are now pushing for reforms designed to address institutionalized racism of the past and present.
We've moved the needle a bit. We have much more of the needle to be moved.
Madeline Quintine McConney is Commissioner of Human Services and the Democratic Committee Chairwoman in Babylon, Suffolk County, Long Island. She is also the child of parents who tried and were turned away in their quest to purchase a home in the Levittown residential development back in the 1960s, rejected simply because they were Black. We introduced you to Madeline in 2020, who then told us of her parents being victims of racially discriminatory housing and lending policies instituted by the federal government.
They were told that they don't take ins in the neighborhood. And that
the N-word.
The N-word. It's just that a lot of folks back in the day who have lost out in regards to wealth, land, housing, you name it, I feel that they should get some type of reparation.
We've never had a model for actually addressing structural racism, institutional racism, identifying it, acknowledging it, formally apologizing for it.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says that includes possible changes to the city's charter.
We need to get the work done. That's where I am.
The newly created Racial Justice Commission met twice last month and was scheduled to hold its third meeting Monday, although it has yet to open up its deliberations to include input from the public.
It was pretty apparent to me that we needed to do something intentional and targeted, something radically different than everything we'd done in the past.
But if New York is unsure of the path forward, it need only look west to Evanston, Illinois, a suburb just north of Chicago, where Alderman Robin Rue-Simmons is the architect of a program.
We have taken the important step beyond ceremony and apology, which we had done also well, like many other cities. The initial program that we have is $400,000 set aside for a $25,000 direct housing benefits. So that $25,000 can be applied towards closing on a home. It can be applied towards any type of residential improvements.
Addressing the long-standing harm of housing discrimination is just one aspect of Evanston's program. It would appear local, state, and the federal government are all still struggling to come to grips with real answers to those questions. New York State Assemblyman Charles Barron, who represents Brooklyn, says while he is certainly optimistic about the potential of New York City's new Racial Justice Commission, he worries about its ability to produce real change.
How could you not pay us reparations for 400 years of enslavement and institutional racism when we built the foundation of this capitalist system?
How do we get there?
Madeline Quintine McConney has carved out a successful life in spite of the obstacles placed in her family's path. But she worries about the country's willingness to come to grips with its history in order to ensure a level playing field and prosperous future for everyone, regardless of race.
If we don't come together as a people, and I'm talking about everybody, then it's not going to get done. This is what you have to do. You have to call it out.
Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.